Okay, so something I definitely noticed going through a lot of the SAMs. One thing that I wanted to do with production art is to start going into helping you all really develop your character design and actually also go like term three. We're going to end up going into storyboarding because I think a lot of you might have the ability or at least the penchant for wanting to create comics or maybe webtoons or something of that nature. But I really want to help you promote that to actually kind of go into that. So, term two, we're going to focus on character design. And one little mini project that I'm going to have for you to where this can really help on your thought process of character design is to kind of help you. It's called the term of like getting out of your own way, but how you can just get better at like coming up with weird ideas and everything. So a lot of times when you start to go into character design, you just have to kind of force yourself out of your box, much like Inktober. But in this sense, what you do is you have some shapes and then you have to create an image within those shapes that has like a kind of a similar feel to it. But here I have like this character holding a pencil with an eyeball, but initially kind of a rounded shape. Here I have now like a quadrilateral, so we'll force the same individual to be in this shape instead. And because it has to take this shape, what we'll do is make it a little bit weirder. If you think about it, maybe it forces you to develop it in such a way that it changes the image a little bit, but still try to keep a similar feel of what it actually is. But so for the mini project itself, my suggestion is I have some D&D dice, so you don't necessarily have to set like your own constraints. Like you can just roll randomly to set constraints for you, uh, and then you have to set up three shapes initially, then use the D&D dice to kind of roll some constraints for yourself, and then go through and do three characters of these constraints that you have set in the shapes that you set up initially, and kind of go through that, and that's a way to earn some points Uh, each of these will probably be worth 75 if you do full stylized panel and everything. So, like if you develop it to this, I also have one that I'll show you right now. So hold on. Let's minimize this. Let's reduce this down. Then we'll start talking about this. So, looking at this panel, you'll see this backdrop on the laptop, but it's on quite a few things. So, speaking about character design, the three shapes, and then I kind of made these weird looking creatures and everything in the constrained shapes and stuff like that. But if you do something like this, probably give you 75 points for each of those character designs and everything. Then just kind of talking about character design itself. So now, one thing, I am a traditionalist. I want to really talk to you about like putting down your illustration, starting with the illustration and everything, but then kind of from a digital aspect, the way that I use digital is to actually use it for coloring. And coloring is a lot easier when it comes to digital. But that is actually taking a traditional piece of artwork and doing color. But this whole concept of this character that was created was because a colleague of mine was designing a foot pedal for an amp, and wanted to call it the tree hugger. Don't he never really explained why he wanted to call it the tree hugger, but I came up with the concept of saying it squeezes the sound out of your axe. So of course it's a tree playing a guitar, showing the amp and kind of connecting in it and everything. But that's tying this whole character design back into kind of a concept. So something like this, this being the term project of character design for term 2 here in production art. If you did something like this, this would definitely be worth quite a bit. Like I would at least probably give you around 250, maybe even more for going through detailed illustration and then doing a print like this, because this is actually a full illustration on tabloid. Maybe even give you more points for that. Then a concept like this. This is the KDA Pop Stars characters. Now, see how it's very stylized, because the original is based off an animation. This is the end of that animation pose, but these are 4 League of Legends characters that got reskinned and restylized and everything, and they did a whole K-pop music video. I'll show it in class, but there's a whole K-pop music video to where they turned 4 of the characters of League of Legends into a K-pop group, and this is their music video, KDA Pop Stars. But this is kind of like the pose I wanted to sample from, but I ended up stylizing a lot more because I'm personally a street art person. I like street art, so then I stylized it with like a very street art feel, got the dragon going on, and everything like that. But those are the 4 characters of the KDA group, and it's very stylized, more of a street art graffiti type look. This is another take that you can do as far as like doing character design, using a concept that is already out there, to where, I mean, I'm taking Walking Dead figures and turning them into Lego pieces. I did a similar thing with another K-pop group. This is the Blackpink girls, but I took the pose from their Do 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 video. And then, of course, I since tying it into Lego, said engineered to perform. But that's one thing I've always said about K-pop itself. It has a very very engineering, an engineered quality to it. So then I ended up using digital to do all the coloring and everything, and color it out and everything, and made it into a t-shirt print. But that is another kind of aspect that you can do with your character design as well. Basically, mixing the two to where you take a concept that does exist, and mixing it in with your character design, so you can actually create that. But I will get this stuff posted, so you have a lot of directions you can go to earn points for this quarter. See you in class.